wondered why the doctor always measures baby's head circumference at every checkup? Hi there, it's Neesha from My Favourite Physio. In today's video, I'm jumping in to talk about why it is important to monitor baby's head circumference measurements over time and what does it actually mean. So here at My Favourite Physio, we see lots of babies and toddlers for various concerns. And very often when we have parents come in concerned about babies' gross motor skills, when we first meet them, we would do a full assessment, including looking at their growth charts in their baby blue book over time. We look at their height, their weight, and their head circumference measurements over a period of time. One mom said to me recently, "Why are you worried about head circumference? What does that mean?" So I thought I would jump in and talk about head circumference measurements over time and what significance is there to looking at it. So here I've got a chart for head circumference measurements for baby boys. There is a separate chart for baby girls, and this one goes from birth to 2 years old. As you can see, there's different lines because there's always a range of normal in a population. You'll see that these lines are showing the percentile. So, some babies might be born at the 3rd centile where they're smaller in build, and so their head circumference are smaller. But there's a 3rd centile, a 15th centile, a 50th centile, an 85th centile, and a 97th centile line there that you see. Each line follows a pattern of growth over time. So every time your baby goes to see a doctor and they measure baby's height, weight, and head circumference, they would chart the head circumference on this chart in your blue book. Why is it important to look at that growth? Because head circumference is an indication of baby's brain growth over time. That means that, if the head circumference is growing, baby's brain is growing, and we're expecting it to grow on a certain gradient. If your baby's head circumference measurements are going from the 50th centile and suddenly slowing down and not actually growing over time, that it seems to fall off the charts and cut across and end up below the 3rd centile, that is a concern. It means baby's head isn't growing because perhaps the brain isn't growing over time, and it is a major concern of what is happening, and perhaps that is why baby isn't reaching their milestones. On the other hand, if your baby's head circumference is suddenly going from the 50th centile and shooting past the 97th centile over time, we would be just as concerned because baby's head circumference shouldn't suddenly jump up and get very big very fast. That could be an indication that there's some fluid trapped within the brain that's now causing the brain to grow and expand and the skull to grow big, and that's why you end up with a bigger head circumference than expected on that growth chart. So it's really important to be keeping an eye on baby's head circumference because it's a reflection of what's happening with brain growth. So if you've got a little one and you've noticed that their chart is indicating that their head circumference is either dropping off the chart or shooting past above the chart, it is important to talk to your pediatrician about it. Now, if you were concerned and would like to talk to someone about your child's gross motor skills and you're worried about the head circumference at the same time, feel free to ring one of our expert pediatric physiotherapists here at My Favourite Physio. We would be more than happy to have a chat with you. The number to ring is 02-9790-4233. And if you know somebody out there who has a little one and they've mentioned some concerns about baby's head circumference and growth, why don't you like and share this video with them? Until next time, have a fantastic day. Bye.